Welcome to my new series where we're going to go through my process while I try to produce an independent animated sitcom. In the series, I'll be taking you behind the scenes while I try to draw character sheets, backgrounds, and we'll test animated scenes and eventually storyboarding and voice acting. Hopefully soon, but it's just me and one other guy, so this is going to take a while, so strap in. Make sure you subscribe so you see these videos when they come out. Today we'll be tackling this drawing with our four main characters. Just for some context, the premise of our sitcom is these four characters are all in a band together and they all live in the same house. So I wanted to have a shot where I had all the members of the band together because up until now I had only made these turnarounds that are very formal and not very expressive. I did one other drawing of all the characters together, but I decided that this drawing wasn't that good for reasons I'll get into later. So let's talk about who these characters are. Starting off with the two characters in the center of this piece. Some of these characters don't have names yet because we're still in the writing process of the show. So I'll call this big guy Cal and this little guy Dig. Cal has two major influences. The first is Goku. I really like how Goku has an unstoppable positive attitude, and he also has the physique that I really wanted Cal to have. Just massive muscles. The other influence is Saitama from One Punch. Much like Goku, Cal is kind of aloof and stupid. The deadpan, fish out of water type of personality like Saitama is what I was going for. There's a little storytelling in this design. So Cal was made in a lab. So the sort of wetsuit that he's wearing actually has a life-sustaining element to it. He also has a barcode and serial number, which is where he got his name from. Dig is more or less inspired by Charlie Kelly from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, personality-wise that is. He's also not very smart and always says the wrong thing at the wrong time. His design is sort of a mashup between Garfield and Stewie Griffin. Dig and Cal are the two that always have each other's back and bother the other members. They're good friends and have a very similar dynamic as Scully and Hitchcock from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Next we have a character that we just call Frog. He's kind of the Jim Halpert of the group. The sort of leader, kind of put the band together himself. He's always trying to get the group to stay focused and on topic. His attitude is similar to that of Bryant Griffin. Little Easter egg for people who are music fans, I drew the Tool logo hidden under his shirt. I mean, I'm not a Tool fan. I like Tool's music, but I just felt like Frog would be a Tool fan. I wanted his design to be sort of laid back and chill, but with some tension. So I made his shoulders a little bit bunched up. You can't really see it from this angle, but in this turnaround that I did, you can see it better. His design isn't really based off anything in particular. He's kind of just a basic cartoon character design because I wanted him to be really simple and relatable. I don't know how relatable green skin and yellow eyes is, but you get the point. Nothing too flashy, just a simple cartoon character. But if I had to make a comparison, I would say I took some inspiration from the slugs from Flushed Away. I'm always trying to do something a little different with my designs, and I'm kind of happy with the pupil designs that I decided on. I noticed when I was looking at references of real frogs, a lot of them had pupils that weren't circles. Last we have the epic cat type character that I call Mix. She's a hothead, real anger issues, always annoyed at the band, especially Dig. Her character was inspired a little by Mandy from Bill and Mandy, and in a perfect world she would be played by Grey DeLisle as well, but we're still very low budget at this point. Man, this gave me a hard time. I struggled a lot with the perspective on this one. At first I tried to sort of freehand it, but without any reference this was really tough, so I used the body of Frog to get my head wrapped around the idea, creating this really funny screenshot where Mix has Frog's body. And then moving on later into the process, I felt like the body looked too flat. It looked almost like a front-facing perspective, but just rotated. So I needed to warp it more so I could get the illusion of that perspective. But the problem was I didn't even notice till I drew all the lines the first time. And then I ended up taking a break from the drawing and coming back and thinking, okay, well, I can't leave it like this. We have to change this. I also ended up changing the design on her shirt. At first I had just the logo for one of my favorite bands, SWV, but I found that the design of the logo just did not match very well with the rest of my style, so I ended up changing it to this. This is a design that has had a really weird path. Right now I'm pretty happy with how it looks, but it might change slightly as we go through this process more. At first I started with this sketch, and I was pretty happy with it. I liked the design, and then I went in and cleaned it up and took it to this. But then I wanted to explore other options, so I took it here, changed the color a bit and softened her up, And then I took it here and wanted to change her personality a bit. I went from a more angry character to a more relaxed character, but it just didn't feel right. So I ended up going back to my old design. I don't know if this is good advice or not, but it's always good to explore when designing, even if you end up using your earlier designs. Because now I know what doesn't work, and I can even use these designs for characters later on. The main idea for this drawing was I wanted to make a finished piece where all the band was together and make it fit the tone of the show we're going for. In the past, I tried this with some of their old designs but wasn't happy with it. The composition was too flat, and you can see how I changed the designs of the characters quite a bit. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the final look and can't wait to share more of this process with all of you. Next up, I'll probably tackle some new characters and some new environments. Thanks for watching, guys.